You are going to be distracted by so many things outside. There is a lot of FOMO. Somebody is learning a new version of JavaScript, somebody is learning a new framework, somebody is coming and telling you, look, you need to learn advanced machine learning, otherwise, you will stay behind. Somebody is telling you, go and learn blockchain, otherwise, you will fall behind. There's always going to be new things. Hence, let's first figure out what the real world needs. Companies, to be honest, they just need solid fundamentals. Let me also talk about why they need solid fundamentals. When you look at a company like Google or Facebook or Amazon or Apple, all of them have their own infrastructure. Goldman Sachs, for example, has their own version of Java. Google has their own infrastructure where they have their own databases. They have their own various tech, which has nothing to do with what you see in the open source world. So if Google starts to hire for your knowledge of a particular tech stack, then they are going to fail because you will have to go and relearn everything at Google all over again. It doesn't make sense. Hence, most companies focus on your current tech stack knowledge. What companies focus on various attributes in you. One of those attributes is for whatever you know, for whichever language you know, do you understand that language in depth or not? It does not matter whether you know 10 languages or 20 languages or just one language. Whatever you know, if you know that in depth, that's good enough. The second thing that companies focuses on is your problem solving skills. Now, why problem solving skills? The better you are at problem solving in the context of computer science, data structures, and algorithms, more and more efficiency becomes a habit. Why is efficiency important? Because with most companies that you are going to be working for, all of those companies work at a scale where every little bit of efficiency actually translates to dollars. For example, imagine that there is a code that you write which is going to be executed like a billion times a day because there are billion of users using that particular website. If that code is a little unoptimized, that means that code will take more CPU cycles to be executed. More CPU cycles means more machines. More machines means more dollars. Just an example at Facebook, there was a very small optimization made to the entire PHP engine and that saved Facebook $15 million a year. That's the cost of the unoptimized code. Hence, companies are care about your skill to come up with the efficient solutions. In fact, they care that efficiency is almost a habit. Hence, data structure and algorithms are very important. Third thing that they care about is that most of these companies today have code bases that have millions of lines of code. If the code bases are not designed well, if for every change in requirements you have to go and rewrite code, then it's going to be massively expensive to add new features or to change existing features. That's bad for the company, and hence they care about what is known in the real world as low level design. Low level design is using design patterns to write code that is very extendable. It assumes that the features are going to be changed, requirements are going to change, and hence you design it in a way so that as features change, you can add those features in as little amount of effort as possible. The third thing that they care about is system design. Why system design? Again, a lot of these companies work at large scale, which means unlike the softwares that we build, which run on a single machine or maybe two machines, their software runs across thousands of machines. For example, in Facebook, a team was Facebook messages and that was getting 10 billion messages a day. Now assume that the size of the every message is 500 bytes. Then 10 billion into 500 bytes is 5 terabytes a day. Today possesses a laptop which is very high config. It still has only 1 terabyte hard disk, which means just to store messages generated on that day, they need 5 laptops. Now, just storing those messages is not enough. They have to be able to fetch the most recent conversation, most recent messages, or somebody might search for some text like vaccines and have to find out all messages that contain the word vaccine. So, just storing is not enough, even retrieving is important. Now, how do you design such large scale systems where your information might be stored across thousands of machines? That art is system design, and that's again what companies care for. Combination of DSA, low level design, high level design, and expertise in one tech stack, that's your fundamental. That's what all companies care for. Now, if you have this as very solid, you can build any building on top of it. That building could be blockchain, that building could be machine learning, that building could be a new framework in JavaScript, completely up to you. Hence, these are the very, very strong fundamentals which are driven by the real world cares about. The real world cares about the strong fundamentals. Thank you.